All right, good day everyone. My name's Kyle, and I'm going to be doing an unboxing today. I recently purchased the Hapstone knife sharpening system, the Gritomatic Hapstone, and I got it from Jende Industries. They're based out of Colorado. I ordered it last Thursday, and that was Thursday night, and then on Friday it shipped out. I got a tracking number, and I just received it today, and it's Thursday now. So in basically 6 days, I got it, and that's not too bad. I am in Canada, so we'll have a look. I did notice that it's shipped from China, so apparently they have a warehouse or a shipping location from China where the equipment came from, and all the supplies, the extra supplies that I ordered with it. So anyway, that's not too bad. So let's have a look here. All I did was slice the top open just to have a quick look inside. I haven't opened anything inside yet. So there's some bubble wrap. I did order the basic unit with the Shapton Glass stones. That is a bundle that they put together. And then I ordered a few additional things as well. I got some strops. With some compound to add to the strops. I see that's what that is. This is, I believe, the angle block. So let's have a look here and see what we've got. So yeah, I believe this is the angle block, or the angle cube for measuring the angle, so you can get precise angles while you're sharpening. And this does come with the Jende Industries bundle. It does not come with it if you order it from Gritomatic, so that's a good thing. I can give high praise to the guys at Jende too. They took a couple of phone calls for me. They answered some emails. It took a while for me to decide on exactly which bundle I wanted to get and what stones I wanted to start with, and they were very helpful. Great guys over there. So these are my Shapton Glass stones. The kit that I ordered, the bundle, it comes with a 320 grit, a 1000 grit, and a 4000 grit. So it's a good start. It's a good range for working on the knives. You can do a little bit of reprofiling and reshaping with the 320. Start to get into the finer edge at 1000. And then getting into the polishing or a very nice fine edge at 4000. We'll probably add a few more to the collection later on down the road. These would be the strops. So the strops that I ordered with the compound to go with them was extra. It's not in the bundle, but I wanted to have something to do a final polish so I can get a nice fine mirrored edge. So the way they bundle these, they're color coded for the different grits. So I got one that's a 4 micron, which is equivalent to the 4000 grit. 4000 grit works out to about 4 micron. So I can finish with the stone, start to polish with that, and then I can move on to a 1 micron to get that final edge. And these would be the compounds. One's a CBM and one's a diamond. And that was based on the recommendation from the guys from Jende. This is a bench strop that I ordered, so this is just for the final touches and also for doing some touch-up work down the road. So if I don't want to do a full sharpening with the system or with bench stones or whatever, I can use this to just touch them up, So if you're working with kitchen knives, you might want to touch them up, every time or every other time you use them. So this is a leather strop on an acrylic base, and it's actually kangaroo leather. So I don't know if I'll use any compound on that or not. It's meant to be just kind of the final touch after that. So you can do some final stropping to touch up your knives periodically. And again, that didn't come with the kit. That was an additional piece that I got. So here's the actual Hapstone unit itself. Alright, so here we go. Okay, so there's the manual. We'll have a look at that later. It does come with some stock stones. They're not really the best quality. They're not bad for getting started with, and if you want to practice a little bit on some cheaper knives, you can use these. But as we said, I bought the additional Shapton Glass stones that came with it. So here's the base, the feet, one of the stop collars, an additional stop collar. So this is something that the Jende version comes with that the regular version doesn't. And seems to be a little bit of controversy or questioning on what it's actually for. Jende had originally talked about using it on the upright as an additional stop, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. I believe it's supposed to be for the horizontal. The horizontal should have 2 stops on it as well. So here's the pivot. It comes with a marker for marking the edge of your knife, and we can talk about that later and techniques on how to use it. Here's the lower stop collar. And here's the other portion of the horizontal arm where you attach your sharpening stones to. So we'll get it open up here, and we'll get it assembled here real quick, and I'll show you how it'll work. We're not going to get into sharpening today. Not on this this video. This will just be the unboxing. We'll do some sharpening later on. So there's the base unit. It comes with a 3-point guide, and again, we'll talk about that later. The feet. So we'll assemble the feet on it first. The feet, the front feet, the back feet come already installed. The front feet go here. Now there is a very strong magnet, a very strong magnet in here that assists you while you're sharpening and allows you to mount your knife and keep it somewhat stable. Yeah. So we're going to attach this, but we got to be careful because that magnet's going to pull this in. So we'll get it on there. Make sure we don't jam our fingers. Get everything lined up, and then we'll put these screws back in. We've got it lined up. There we go. Okay. So there's the base. So there's the vertical rod and the other portion of the horizontal rod. So this is the vertical rod, and it gives you deviations here for setting different angles as you're sharpening. This is just a rough idea where the angles are, because that's all going to depend on how much your knife hangs out over the edge. And we'll touch on that later as well. So we'll get that lined up facing the front. And we'll tighten up this knob here. There. That's secure. So under that, or on the lower portion of that rod, we're going to have a stop collar. This is the version 6 of the Gritomatic Hapstone. They recently introduced this, and it's just started shipping within the last week or so. So we'll put that there. The version 5 was discontinued, I believe, just before Christmas, and most of the vendors that sell them were all sold out. And the version 6 just has a few upgrades. So every version that they've released over the last few years has been upgraded. They listen to their customers, and they're looking to continuously improve. So this is the pivot here, where the horizontal arm will go through, and it goes on here. Make sure that's loose. Put a little bit of oil on that too, just to make sure it slides up and down. Double check. Okay, it doesn't come with any oil. The version 5 did come with a little bit of oil just for lubricating the pivot, but I don't see one with this. So I have some different oils that we can use for that. Here's a stop collar. All right, there we go. So this is the arm where you would mount your stones, which will do the sharpening. So you adjust that way. So we have to attach this other arm here. So just loosen off this wing nut, put that in there. May need a wrench to tighten that up a little bit more. It's not quite as firm in there as it should be. I'll grab a little wrench or a pliers to put in there. All right, so this horizontal arm goes in here and does the sharpening. And it's supposed to have a stop collar at the back end to keep it from sliding out, and it's supposed to also have one at the front end here to keep it from coming when the stone's in here, from banging into the knife edge. So I'm going to use this one for the front. And this is what I thought where it would have two of these, but it doesn't appear to. So, and then it has this one, which was an add-on. So we'll put this on in here, and then we'll add this one here. And that doesn't seem to work. That's too big for that. So that's not what that was for. So they were right when they said that. So this is supposed to go up here because that's a different size, and that allows you to have an upper and a lower limit. So we're just going to use the one on the back for now. And I will I'll get another one of those. So this keeps it from coming off your knife as well. So we'll have to get all that fine-tuned once we get a knife in there and some stones. And it also has this little holder here. This holder to set the arm aside as you're making adjustments to your knife. So there it is, somewhat assembled. We'll add this on here. Put that on there for now. With the magnet in there, you can stick your little Allen wrench in there for now. Alright, so there it is, all assembled. So the way this works, so let's grab a stone just to put on there for now. I'll give you a real brief demonstration here. So the stones go in here, and we'll just adjust this. Right right about there. So keep that a little bit shorter, maybe about an inch or so. And then this has a spring on it, this edge, so you can pull that back and forth. So we can mount the stone in there, pull that back, and it's wedged in there nice and secure. Alright, so there's a sharpening stone. And then this is the support, or the backing for the knife. Turn this around. You would normally use this like this so you can have access to your knife, but I'll just bring it to the side so you can see it. So what happens is your knife goes here, and you set it up so just the edge of the knife overhangs over the edge. Now this knife has some belly in it. It has a bit of an angle, so you got to set it up just so it's over the edge, but you still have access to it. You don't want, when you're sharpening your stone, to actually touch the table itself. And then the way this works is you adjust this up, bring this up till it touches in here, right where you want it, and then bring the center part up till it touches the knife there. Tighten it down. And then, so you can sharpen one side like this, and work one side of the knife, and then when it's time to flip it over, you flip it over, and you line it up so it touches in the same point on the opposite side and the same spot right in the center. So your knife is sitting in the exact same orientation whether you're working on the left side or the right side. If you want, you could put a mark, maybe a marker mark right on the center, and then come right over to your knife if you want. It'll wipe off later with alcohol, and then transfer that mark to the other side if you wanted to. I think as long as you're careful and you make sure that you orientate it, the little top of the base at the same spot every time, you should be working at the same angles, and then you just work this back and forth. These are not true water stones. They don't need to be soaked, but they do need to be moist. So you have to spray them. They call it a spritz and go. So you keep them wet with just I have a spray bottle with some water and a little bit of detergent in there, and you keep them moist that way. And all right. So that's it. That's the Gritomatic Hapstone version 6, and it's the Jende Industries Edition. This is slightly different. I mentioned some of the differences. It comes with the additional stop collar. It comes with the angle cube, and what you do is you measure the angle of your table with the cube, and then you mount it on here on your knife, rest it on your knife, and you take the difference, and that'll give you the angle that you're going to put on your bevel. And you can customize your angle depending on the type of knife and what that knife is used for. We can touch on some of that later on in a different video. But again, the Gritomatic Hapstone Jende Edition, and it's the version 6. All right, thank you very much for watching. Take care.